Let's talk to arguably the pioneer in the space of so-called DATs. Phong Le, President and CEO of Strategy, joins us now. Phong, great to talk to you again and just set the scene here, because when it comes to the performance of DATs, it's obviously very closely tied to the performance of Bitcoin itself. So what possibly could be the catalyst to sort of reverse the performance that we're seeing in digital gold right now?
Thanks, Katie. Look, Bitcoin is digital capital, and as digital capital, it's a non-sovereign, decentralized store of value asset that's supply limited, and it's digitally engineered to do so. And it sees up and down volatility because of its digital characteristics. When Bitcoin goes up, you'll see DATs go up more. That's how Strategy is engineered to be amplified Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin goes through a bear market, Strategy goes down more. I think the interesting story is we've engineered something to protect investors who want access to digital capital without that volatility, and that's Stretch. And to me, the story of the day is Stretch closes at $100, exactly how it was engineered to perform.
And I want to talk a little bit about your financing, about your purchases, because when I take a look at your last 3 weekly purchases of Bitcoin, you've been consistent in the market, but you've sold about $370 million when it comes to common stock, only about $7 million when it comes to your perpetual preferred shares. So my understanding was that you were going to make the preferreds your primary funding source. So far, that hasn't been the case. I wonder why and what that says about demand.
Well, we've seen, as an example, last year, Stretch and our perpetual preferreds raised $7 billion. That was 33% of the entire preferred market last year. We're educating customers on what a preferred can do. 11.25% returns, cash dividends, tax deferred, paid monthly, 5x over collateralized. There's no other asset class like that out there, but it does take some seasoning. It takes some marketing. This year we've seen extremely high liquidity with our preferreds, about 150 times other preferreds. And as we go throughout the course of this year, we expect Stretch to be a big product for us. And yeah, you're right, we will start to transition from equity capital to preferred capital.
I need to ask you about whether Strategy would be selling Bitcoin. Both you and Michael Saylor have been talking a lot about this because this is clearly a question that is put to you quite often. Michael Saylor has been very clear saying that Bitcoin is not, the idea that Strategy is going to sell its holdings were unfounded. You have made the point that if Bitcoin trades down to $8,000 for 5 years straight, you might need to sell your Bitcoin. What are the conditions under which Strategy might need to sell Bitcoin beyond a certain price level?
Yeah, it's a topic that people like to ask the question because I think there's doomsdayers that would like to see Bitcoin fail. If Bitcoin was to go down 90% for 5 years sustainably, we would need to potentially sell our Bitcoin to satisfy some of our convertible debt. It's not going to go down 90% for 5 years. It's extremely unlikely. People don't ask folks, well, what happens if Apple stock goes down 90% for 5 years? What would happen? We have a scenario planning to do that, but it's just not going to happen.
I see. So you're kind of citing an unrealistic possibility here, or levels that you don't see it coming to. Strategy obviously invented the DAT business model, and other companies have taken their cues from you to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Do you think these DATs, these companies, should take their cue from you if you do decide to sell some Bitcoin?
No, I think every DAT is different. I think every company should think about what is your treasury strategy as it relates to Bitcoin. DATs decide that that's their primary treasury reserve strategy to hold Bitcoin. Others might decide to put a 5 or 10% allocation to Bitcoin. Others might decide that they want to have access to Stretch and get 11% returns. I think DATs should operate on their own and do things that are right for them. And if they decide it's the right thing to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin and Bitcoin down market, they can. It's not something we plan on doing.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the business of your DAT, because the point has been made over and over again that the number of DATs in the market right now, you could probably see some consolidation there, and plenty of them are trading at a discount to their actual Bitcoin holdings, Phong. So I wonder, instead of buying Bitcoin, would you ever consider buying one of these DATs, trading at a discount, and basically cracking them open like a piggy bank to try and get some of their Bitcoin? probably at a discount to what you would get in the open market.
I think in any new market, whether it be electric cars or AI or SaaS software companies, you want to focus on your core product and grow your core product first. And our core product is digital capital, and on top of that, digital credit, which is Stretch. I think it would be a distraction to go buy at a discount to net asset value another digital asset treasury company, just like it might be a distraction for one AI company to buy another or a software company to buy another. And they tend to not focus on their product. Our product is Stretch, and that's what we're going to spend time growing and developing. And the issue of buying other debts isn't high on our list of things that we want to focus on strategically.
Operationally, what else were you focused on to make sure that strategy is providing value added to its shareholders beyond the holdings of Bitcoin in your treasury?
Yeah, it's really an increase in Bitcoin per share. And I think that's something that folks may not understand as well. We're not just holding Bitcoin, we're incrementing Bitcoin per share to our shareholders. We said over the next 7 years we could double Bitcoin per share. That allows the company then to be able to accrete Bitcoin faster than the underlying asset, which is what's unique about us and makes us an operating company.
All right, Phong, always great to get some time with you. Appreciate you stopping by.